We are back here with episode 5, should be episode 5, for argument's sake, the sports show that, again, I definitely did not take from any big. Anyway, we have 4 panelists. You've seen them all already, but they are back. Give them a warm round of applause. That's what I didn't add a little button that claps for people and shit. I'm working on it. We getting there. All right. These are your 4 panelists today. We will start in the same order with Blue. Let them say a little introduction if they so please. Inzra, you're up.
Oh, hi guys, it's me.
Yeah, all right, I think everybody hated that. Sherman.
I mean, I'm just saying hi, chat. What's up? Please go next.
There we go. Simple one. Kev.
What up, chat? Your resident Asian boy. Let's get it.
Shout out to the Asians. Unless you're MAGA and you hate everybody that's not white. I'm sorry. No politics.
What?
Fuck
Why'd
MAGA
you make
niggas.
it? It was Old Miss Club. Oh, you know what? Oh, I do look like I have an Old Miss jersey on. My name's covered. Hold on. Let me lift my titties up. It's a Captain America shirt.
Who said Ole Miss? Oh, smooth.
Smooth.
Yokai, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Bear
ahead.
down, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Bear down. All right. All right, make sure I got stuff situated. Cool.
Damn, why y'all giving Answer disadvantage to start?
That is so rude, Chad. How dare y'all? Is it because the Ole Miss?
It's because the trash ass intro. Come on now, we know why.
I was about to say the trash ass
I,
intro.
I'll give y'all a real intro sometime, but I'm still working out some kinks. We've got some new stuff today. I've added. You niggas will be when you get muted. Y'all will be stuck. Your image will be stuck as you are muted, and I'll probably just keep you muted. I think that's gonna be funny. Like I said, constantly iterating on the show until I feel it's where I want it to be. So, trying to add things here
Hey,
and there, even an intro at some point. I'm not there yet. Leave me alone.
we love progress.
And
Hey,
yeah.
shout out Maine for that theme song, by the way. Thank you, Maine.
Oh,
Appreciate
matter
it.
of fact, I was on the phone with Maine and I forgot to say because we were talking about other stuff. Man, Sherman said that you gotta give us a theme song. You gotta rap a theme song for argument's sake. This is the premise of a game show, Tack. This is the game show. I don't know, Tack, if you ever seen Around the Horn on ESPN. But essentially what this is, we're going to talk about 5 topics that happened in the sports world in the past week, and you guys can give points as you see fit, or take points away. So instead of the moderator, which is me giving points, you guys are giving points, right? So let's get into it. Very first question of the day is about everyone's good friend Daniel Jones. Nobody knows him here personally. Anyway, previously on this panel, we had a talk about the MVP race, and Daniel Jones had quite a bit of airtime between the panelists. At that time, the Colts were 7-1, and he was doing good. But now the Colts have had a lot of struggles, and Daniel Jones himself has an injury that he's playing through. So the question is, do we still consider him to be an MVP candidate? Why or why not? And if not, who do you have replacing him? All right. Injury, you're up first. 30 seconds.
Right now, in the closing weeks of the season, I'm gonna change my vote from Indiana Jones to Drake May. I'm a big fan of Drake May's deep balls. I think Drake May has some
Pause.
really good deep
Pause.
balls, and his deep balls are just
Pause.
fantastic. And I love looking at his deep balls. His deep balls are going to take him very far in this league. And I can't talk enough about his deep balls and how deep his
Well,
balls
it's a
can
good
go.
thing that I've muted you. All right. Sherman, you're up. 30 seconds.
Wow. Okay, so I'm not here to talk about Drake May's balls. I do not consider Daniel Jones an MVP candidate anymore. I'm going to shock everybody though, and I'm going to put Dak Prescott in the conversation
Oh.
now. I think he's had a Daniel Jones esque the last half of the season, where Daniel Jones had it in the first half. And I think that he's doing decent stuff with the Cowboys, believe it or not, which is crazy.
That is crazy for you to say. I'm surprised. Kev, 30 seconds.
Daniel Jones has officially been knocked out of the MVP consideration. His nomination was largely due to the Colts record and being at one point in the season the best team in football. That ship has sailed. The team struggles on the back half of the year in a league that is too often built on what have you done for us lately. Cooling off as the year goes on is most definitely a recipe for not winning the award. So I would have to go to a sleeper pick right now. I'm going to go with Matt Stafford over Drake May. The NFC West is a much, much more difficult division. The Rams are on top, and Staff is leading the NFL with.
Yeah, you're muted. Matt Staffy, though, I'm with it. Okay. Cass, round us out.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the gentleman here today. Daniel Jones has pretty much walked himself out, broken leg and all, of the MVP conversation. With the losses, it's kind of hard to keep them up there when they're losing. Drake May and Matthew Stafford are probably my two. Drake May is just balling out like crazy. Matthew Stafford proved he was human with those 2 picks last week, but those guys are still moving. They're still good. Yeah.
All right. And that's what we got for the first question. Interesting. We got a Dak Prescott and a Matt Stafford. Honestly, well, I can see Stafford. I wouldn't have said Dak personally, but I get it. Let's bring him back. And any rebuttals to what anyone said? Damn, -6 injury. They're not fucking with you. I think it's the deep balls.
I think those are some really good choices, especially Matt Stafford. I think he did take that hit against Carolina, but again, his line of work has been really great. I know you're not supposed to factor age into it, but just the line of work for a season, like he's been doing fantastic. So, I do love a damn good dog. So, him only throwing 2 picks before those, and then breaking Brady's record of 28 touchdowns between interceptions, should put him at least in for some votes for MVP. We'll see what he does with these last 5 weeks, though.
Okay. Anyone else? Hold on. All right, cool. Well, damn. First round is over. Injury. Damn, I don't know.
Fucked you up.
Yeah, I don't know if the balls angle is really
Hey,
going to help you out here, but you
I
stay
stand
true.
behind Drake May's
Who
deep
gave
ball.
him another
Hey,
one?
man.
I will never
forget him. I'm gonna drop a deep ball montage in Gen Chat. They are fantastic. I can watch his balls all day.
So crazy of you.
Oh man. All right, I had to respond to something. I apologize. Let's go to question number 2 then. Where's my notepad? Question number 2. Good old what, man? My handy dandy notebook. Leave me alone. Quarterbacks. Specifically, Josh Allen. Josh Allen just recently broke the NFL career rushing touchdowns for a quarterback, which is crazy, with 76. There are a bunch of other great dual threat quarterbacks in the league, like Lamar, Mahomes, Jalen, Stroud, etc. Does him breaking this record cement him as the best dual threat currently playing, or do you think there are other outlying factors that are really helping him out? Sherman, 30 seconds.
I would have to say, just based on pure stats, right? He's the best current dual threat quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson is also in that conversation, to be honest. But I don't think that there's anything specific on the Bills that make it easier for Josh Allen. I think personally, Lamar Jackson has more top name players around him and has had more top name players his whole career than Josh Allen. So yeah, I would say Josh Allen's probably the best dual threat right now.
All right. Kev.
Yeah, I'll agree. Each of those guys you listed, everyone has factors on a team, but I would argue that Josh Allen is the league's best dual threat quarterback. Again, the operative term here is current. And just focusing on an easy stat to track points. The Bills have the 6th best scoring offense in the league, 5th best average points per game. Meanwhile, Mahomes is 10-9 and Lamar is 13-12 respectively. I ain't gonna bother listening to stats for Philly or the Texans. So
Damn.
I'm gonna go with them. Yeah.
All right. Cass, you're
up. Currently, yeah, I think we can put him in that conversation as the best dual threat. But I don't know if other teams fear him in the way that they fear Lamar Jackson moving around. Like, yes, he gets it done. I was looking his yards, longest rush by year, he gets up there 45, 36, 24, 44. But I don't think anyone's scared of that. But as of right now, yeah, I think
no one's scared of the white man. All right. Insri, round us out.
I'm going to go against my panel. He's not the best dual threat. I'm going to say that sticks with Lamar. Josh Allen's very good at it. He can escape pockets. He can extend plays, but he usually does it with his arm. He pushes forward mostly as a last resort, but he doesn't really have QB draws, QB options like Lamar. He's not using spin moves. He's not making multiple people miss. He's running over.
Time up. All right. So, Insri says he's not flashy enough. Let's see. Since he's the only one to go against the panel. Let's see what everyone else thinks. Talk about it.
I mean, you could easily argue for Lamar, but the problem is if you let Lamar run for 99 yards or let him pass for 99 yards and they don't score points, Ensry, what threat do you have? Getting yards? All right, cool. So, I mean, we can understand like those years where he was dropping 40 touchdowns and running his ass all over the place and running for another 11. He had it locked. But the thing is current. Who is scoring more points right now? The Baltimore Ravens or the Bills? The Bills are by a mile. This shit's not even close. The offense for the Bills is way more scary than the offense for the Ravens. It's not even really discussed right now. So I think you should probably like reframe that. I think you living in the past, you living too nostalgic right now, and look at how they're doing right now.
But that's more of a availability thing. Is Lamar was injured for 5 weeks and not even out there, and plus,
Can't be a threat if you ain't playing, homie.
And if saying that somebody said that it's just Josh Allen out there, like there. Or well, that was more to Sherman's point, I guess, not to your point, saying that Allen's had Stephon Diggs behind him, James Cook behind him. Who has Lamar had really? Like, what top wide receiver did Lamar Jackson ever have?
How much history are we going to go through, man? What do you not understand about current, bro? Like December 3rd, 2025. What are you talking about here?
Like what? I mean, what, the ghost of Derrick Henry?
You arguing about the ghost of their past performances. Why? That's my question to you. Why do you have to pull back on their pasts to make your point? Why can't you talk about right now? Just be honest with yourself.
If we're arguing currently, we're arguing that Josh Allen has a whole team around him, and then Lamar Jackson's doing it himself in threatening offenses coming off an injury. Not Josh Allen running over people. Josh Allen handing it off to James Cook, throwing it to Keon Coleman, who can't even show up to practices while giving the finger to his coach. Shakir, who's averaging 6.5 a catch. Josh Allen, who has so many weapons, and then he does mushes a white linebacker at the 3-yard line, scores a touchdown, and then goes and fucks Steinfeld at the end of the night. Sure, it looks flashy, and he does a high five and a handshake, but he ain't in between the 20s. He ain't making people. He's not scaring defenses like Lamar Jackson is. I don't think Josh Allen's getting the tush push chat.
That's
that's
just what you just said. I'm gonna let it go. I'm
I
gonna
don't
let
think
it
he's getting
go,
the tush
bro.
push chat. All right, man. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother team.
All right, we have a slight technical difficulty, but I'm working on it. Well, like we mentioned him being white, right? Trying not to bring race into it, but race is in it, all right? He's not as fast as the black quarterbacks as like Lamar. We'd say Lamar would probably beat him in a foot race. He's not as nimble or as shifty. What is it then that makes him better than the other ones at being an on the ground quarterback?
He's really not. He's trying to score.
Man, if I okay. There.
I think the other
Man.
thing is their running styles aren't the same. Again, like the spinning and juking is all really Lamar's kit. When you look at Josh Allen, he runs like a power running back. He's a big body. Like he's not small, he's big. So any of those rushing plays you see on him, he's not spinning, he's not moving. He's literally covering the ball up and just moving through people how he can. So I don't know.
And he's running over people.
Yeah, he's
again. Whose record did he break? Cam Newton's record. Was Cam Newton juking and spinning over people? No, Cam Newton was running over people. Cam Newton was taking, again, Josh Allen's most effective in the red zone, 12 yards out, when he's spreading out the offense, having his running back run either Texas or real routes, and then moving through the line, running over the linebacker, is getting the first down of the touchdown. The same thing Cam Newton was doing in Carolina.
Josh Allen also this season has almost 30 more carries for almost 200 more yards and is averaging 0.1 yards more per. He's just all around a better runner than Lamar Jackson is in every single stat you look at. Period.
He also has 5 more games played because he didn't have a hamstring injury. But
maybe if
that
somebody
again
wasn't
goes
doing
to
spins and flips and just trying to run into the end zone.
That goes to best ability being availability.
Availability, yes, sir.
All right. I'm with it. Let's move on. Chat, don't forget to vote. Get these people some points or take them away. The show does not work without you, and we need you, and we love you. Moving on to another sport. Basketball. All right. Good old basketball. Boston Celtics recently pulled out a very narrow win against Cleveland without their star player, but an impressive performance from their bench and their role players. It's still very early in the basketball season, but the question stands. Is it better to have a deeper roster than having just one or two big stars that can really carry a team, especially with the amount of injuries that have been plaguing professional basketball? Kev, you get to start this one.
Boston's win over Cleveland is not meaningless, but it's pretty fucking close. However, overall, having a deeper rotation in the NBA when the playoffs or even right now in the play-in or live, it's far more important than having 2 stars that you really have to rely upon night in and night out. The NBA has a grueling ass season, but the playoff series are best of 7, which can be extremely daunting for a couple of stars to carry their teams to the next series. Best case example of this is Tom Thibodeau. His refusal to go to beyond a 6-man rotation on his teams in Chicago and the Knicks. They've historically thrown series and underperformed and didn't live up to any of those expectations because of that. So being deep is important.
You just barely inched out that time too. Good shit. Good shit. Cass, you're up.
I would say it's absolutely important for teams to have a deep bench and a good one. If you look at previous championship teams like the Miami team with LeBron on it, yes, they had LeBron. They had Bosh, they had Wade, but they also had Haslam. They had Ray Allen. They had Norris Cole, Mike Miller. They had the bigs. They had Chris Anderson. They had Birdman. Celtics, they had the same thing. They had good role players: Posey, Eddie House, Tony Allen.
Got her. Entry, you're up.
Deep roster is better for the team going forward. Atlanta's remaining competitive without Trey Young. Boston's remaining competitive without Jason Tatum. Atlanta's doing very fantastic with Jalen Johnson and his production going forward. So you want your bench, you want your team chemistry to gel, even when your star player goes down.
Okay. Sherman, let's see if you can beat the time like Enzer. 30 seconds.
Okay, so up to a certain point, yes, your bench was a huge part of the NBA. After a certain point, I'm disagreeing with everybody. I know, no, I don't think so. As much as NBA players rest nowadays, take days off for no reason, just sit out games because they can. No, you're not worried about your bench nearly as much. If we look at the most winningest teams of the past decade, no, you're not at all.
Okay. Interesting. So, seemed like Sherman disagreed there. When you look at basketball, right, historically, it's always been the big guy, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Curry, whoever. Yes, there's smaller role players, but those teams with those players always tend to win, having 81-point games, 100-point games, even though it was never filmed, all that stuff. I guess why is that the case? If you guys are saying that the bench, having a deep bench is more important, but it seems like a deep bench never, never really wins.
I would argue that deep benches win more often than just a single star carrying their team. Like you'll find more instances of a deep bench winning because of they can go, 8, 9-man deep on a bench than just relying on one guy to kind of lift them to where they need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, only I can think of 2 instances where you didn't need a deep bench. That was Cam Newton's Natty win at Auburn, because it really was just Cam Newton versus the world, and the Eagles Super Bowl win, because the medical team had 21 starters playing at the Super Bowl. Only one starter being injured, missing multiple weeks through 24 weeks. Never been heard of. Like
We're
within
talking
a
mostly
team.
basketball for this one.
Oh, you was
My
being
bad.
you was being way too generous. I would have muted his ass so quick, bro. I would have
Damn.
graded him out instantly. The minute he said Cam
Damn.
Newton, grade, bro.
I'm just talking about it. I was talking about injuries.
Go a little bit, but this is mostly for basketball. I feel you on the injuries tip, but
I mean,
because we're talking
people
about like a
being
star
injured.
player though, right? And like y'all are saying that deep benches have historically won, of course. Even like looking at Michael Jordan, he had a great people around him, and people coming off the bench were good back in the day. But this is an either or, right? Like a team without a big top build star player
Cannot win in the NBA. Is not going to win a championship.
That's what I'm trying to say. Versus, yes, you can have a deep bench and a star, but that's
not
different.
going to happen. Like you are not going to win an NBA championship in today's NBA unless you have, I would say, probably at least a top 12 player on your team. And you can have a good bench, even a mediocre bench. Like your bench just has to be able to not lose every game your stars aren't playing. Like if they can just play a 500 ball for 15 games a season and just give your stars 15 extra games off a season, then they're the equivalent of having a good bench, because now I have 15 extra games. That's the whole playoffs. Like you don't need a good bench in today's NBA, but if you don't have a star player, you're absolutely not going to win. Period.
Yeah, because that's the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz is the only team that's starting 5 white people. Well, 4.5 white people. One of them's mulatto, and they're 7-14, I think. So you need a star player, and I think we all know what I mean by star player.
Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know the stats. I don't want to make shit up, but there are 30 teams in the NBA. Not everyone can have a top 10 player on the NBA, but I would almost imagine that 80% of the league has a max contract player which would indicate that they're a star in some form or fashion. Okay, what you are asking or what you're saying, Sherman, is the only teams that are ever going to win are going to be teams that have a top 10 player on their team, and historically, that's just not true, right? I mean, we could just go to my hometown team, the Spurs. The Spurs have historically been slept on since 1999. Have never had what we would consider a top 10 player, even though we
I
all know
absolutely
how
disagree.
important you would disagree. But I'm saying, like, he would
Anybody
never
that
make it
knows
on those
basketball
lists.
would absolutely disagree with you that Tim Duncan is a top 10 player. 100%.
No one would, but no one would agree with you that Tony Parker was like a top 15 point guard, or that Manu Ginobili was a top 20 shooting guard.
No, which is why San Antonio would have never won those games if they didn't have Tim Duncan. If they wouldn't have had Manu Ginobili,
They wouldn't have won those games. They didn't
Tony
have
Parker,
Manu. What do you like? This is the point.
they
Manu came
still
off the
had a
bench.
chance
He's
to
the
win
greatest
them with-
sixth man of all time. Like, they wouldn't
Right.
have won without him, right? Tim Duncan can play 82 games in every single
okay,
game
so
in the
I'm
playoffs,
asking-
but they
I'm
ain't
asking you a
winning
question.
because of Timmy.
Do you
That's
think?
the point.
Do you think there's a higher chance that San Antonio team wins without Manu or without Tim Duncan? And we both know the answer. So
No, absolutely. No, yeah,
So
I would
exactly.
never argue
So-
that. But
so
the fact
there's
that
the fact that
of the
there's
matter
still
is,
a
if they didn't
chance
have Manu,
with Tim Duncan, without Manu, there's still a chance they win, and we can both agree on that 100%. There is no chance they win without Tim Duncan with just Manu. Doesn't happen.
No. Agreed. But the fact is, like, what's more important? And I would say
The
every
star.
team is going to have a star player who's going to go out there and drop 25 and 10. We look at Paolo Banchero over here in Orlando. He's a star player. Are they going to win this championship? No. Why? Because their team sucks. He don't suck, but their team sucks. So how do you fix that? What does Paolo need to do in Orlando to win a championship, Sherman? According to you, he just
Okay, so you said that
10
there's
more points a game.
That there's 80% of the league has a max contract player, and I said you had to have a top 12 player. So that means 12 teams realistically. If you want to just say every diff team, there are 12 teams that each have one of the top 12, and theoretically, I don't think that's true. Even I think there are a couple teams that have two of the top 12. So, and I think it takes it down even more of realistically the people, the NBA teams that have a chance of actually winning the NBA championship. There are a limited number of teams every season going into the NBA that have a chance to win the championship, just like college football. You know, there are 100 college football teams that have zero chance of winning a college championship. It's never going to happen. Just like in the NBA, you know the teams that are not going to win at the start of the season. You can name them.
No, okay, so let me ask you: would you consider Steph Curry a top 5 player in the NBA?
Yeah, probably still. As much as I hate it, yeah.
Why has it been so long since he won a championship?
Because the talent around him on other teams has increased to the level of his team. His team has had multiple top 12 people on it, right? Hasn't he played with multiple top 12 people at the same time?
When they didn't have it, he's a top 5 player in the NBA.
Right, but when have they won? When have they won an NBA championship?
When they had Andre Iguodala, when they had Sean Livingston, when they had Harrison Barnes, when they had cats coming off the bench to play the game, bro. Like, not just Clay, not just Steph shooting up threes all game.
But we'll go back to the same argument. If you don't have Clay and Draymond with Steph on those teams, you are not even in the playoffs. I don't care if the rest of your team is the best bench to ever.
Sherman,
but that's what I'm saying.
Like, which star can you remove?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you cannot win a championship if you don't have a top NBA team or a top NBA talent on your team, even if your bench is mediocre. And you are disagreeing with that, saying you have to have a top NBA bench in order to win a championship along with a top NBA player. That's not the case.
I'm showing you, like, historically, that you can have a top 5 player in the NBA and they haven't won. And your excuse is, well, if you remove them, that they wouldn't even be in contention.
But
being in contention is not the argument. We'll go to Dallas. Did Luka Doncic win the NBA championship? No, he didn't. Was he a top 5 player in the NBA? Arguably. Why didn't they win? Because their bench sucked ass. I mean, how much more do we need to talk about it?
Because the team with the top 1 person in the NBA won. That's why.
Because they had a better bench, Sherm. No. Not because he couldn't match up with LeBron. That's crazy talk. That is crazy talk.
So, okay. We will agree to disagree
for this one. If you Insri, Cash, y'all want to chime in before we move on to the last known question?
I got nothing on that, Chief.
Nothing.
Nah.
Go Hawks. Their 2 star players are down. both of our star players are down, and our role players and bench players got us a winning record and keeping us towards the cup. So this leans towards the argument that until Trae Young and Porzingis come back, our team chemistry and Snyder's keeping us in the race. I think we're what seventh seed right now. So hey, keeping us towards the playoffs.
All right. Kev, you got something? You got that look on your face, so you want to say something?
Oh no, I'm good.
No? All right. Well, shit. Let's go. Didn't Jalen just drop a 40 bomb?
He did. I think we lost by like one though.
Damn, and still lost. Good old basketball.
Yeah.
All right, fourth question, last question that these guys know. Back to football. All right. This is about the NFC, right? The NFC has multiple division contenders and wild card hopefuls clustered tightly this year. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions are all in the hunt for the NFC North. Meanwhile, teams like Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Eagles are all in the fight for other divisions or wild card spots. It is a very tight race currently. The question is, who is the biggest sleeper pick out of the NFC, and what team do you think is going to fail spectacularly? Cass, you up first.
These words are leaving my lips, but it's Dallas. Looking at their schedule, these last handful of games, they have Detroit and the Chargers maybe as like tough opponents. Minnesota's not going to do anything. Washington's not doing anything. New York's not doing anything. They can knock these games out. They can push themselves up there past the Eagles. The Eagles seem to be on a downward trend currently. And then the teams that implode, the Rams. Well, no, Chicago.
Damn. I think you got Rams out, so that's what we're going with for that answer. Just missed the time. Insri, you're up.
My sleeper pick is the Panthers, which I hate to say. They somehow have a better record than the Chiefs, and being divisional rivals, Panthers are supposed to be shit from a butt, but I can't really say anything. And the team to implode somehow further is the Atlanta Falcons. They can drop to 4-13, and they don't even have a first round pick, and they're fucking garbage, and I can't stand it.
Damn. That sounds like it came from a place of hurt. I love it. Sherman, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the team I think that's going to implode. I believe it's the Chicago Bears. I have no trust in Caleb Williams whatsoever. I think he is overrated as all can be at quarterback. I think the sleeper team isn't really a sleeper team, but they play in a division that's weird. I think it's the 49ers, even though they're 9-4 and they have a better record than the Seahawks and the Rams, who are both ahead of them. The NFC West is always garbage in terms of record. So,
Damn. All right. And Kev.
I mean, just looking at the standings, I think a sleeper pick. I mean, which team is going to make it as a wild card? I think the Lions are going to make it as a wild card. But in terms of imploding, I believe I'll agree with Sherm here. I think it's going to be Chicago. They have the lowest point differential between all teams listed. So I'm just going to argue that they have the least margin of error. So what does that mean? It doesn't matter if you win by games by 100 or 1, you still win. Yes, it's important. But when you play tight games more often than not, your volatility increases. When any given Sunday, a win or loss can hinge on something as simple as a missed field goal. So because of that.
All right. A lot of Chicago hate. They've actually been doing pretty good. But I do agree with the margin of error Kev said. But it's interesting. I don't think I would have went with Chicago. But hey, I'm not a panelist. Let's bring them all back. You got anything else on the subject? I didn't have an extra question on this one, so if y'all got anything else, let me know. If not, we'll move on.
Does Philly lose multiple? Do you guys think Philly loses multiple games out of the next 5? Because
I have their schedule right now.
I don't think I don't know if they're good or not, even at 8-4.
No.
Buffalo and the Chargers are probably the only two out of these last 5. They played Washington twice in 3 weeks. Ain't no way.
Well, Jaden's coming
and the
back.
Raiders?
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Okay, Chargers were good
Daniels enough.
until they lost. Chargers, I don't think Chargers are good because that's a whole passing attack, and they don't have both their tackles. Both
tackles, both running backs.
Yeah, both tackles, both running backs are out. It's just Justin Herbert out there, and he has no protection anymore.
Boy ain't got a hand anymore.
The hand might be fine. He got surgery on it. He's got the John Mateer going on. But then again, John Mateer is shit from a butt right now. So
I don't know, man. I can see Philly just throwing it all away. I can just see it.
So
you hit the peak.
So somebody in chat, and I won't say who, asked how I could pick a sleeper team that nobody sleeps on. Currently, the San Francisco 49ers are literally third in their division, and 3 teams from that division are going to go into the playoffs. Like, they're going to make the playoffs being third in their division because everybody else in every other division sucks. Like, what the Panthers are 7-6. We're not talking about the Falcons or the Saints, obviously. The Cardinals in the West are 3-9. We don't care about them. The Vikings are 4-8. The Lions, please don't get me started on the Lions. The Packers, I mean, that whole division, whoever makes it out of that division is losing the first round of playoffs anyway. The Eagles have points for of 270. Okay, the NFC West hasn't allowed more than 270 points in their top 3 people. Like, they literally haven't allowed as many points as the Eagles have scored this season. They haven't allowed that many points all season. The NFS, the West is insane when it comes to their teams are ridiculous. The rest of the like Tampa Bay, Chicago, and Philadelphia better just hope they get into the playoffs and don't have to play LA, Seattle, or San Francisco, because whoever has to play with it, they're going to lose.
And let us not statistically eliminated. We can go 9-8.
All right, let's not do this.
Cousins.
Let's not do this. Do we got to say the score? Do we got to bring the score up? What was the score, Isri? What was the score? We know what happens about comebacks, man. Next topic. Thank you.
Hey, all right. They can still be the point is, I know chat is saying that doesn't mean they're a sleeper team, is that there's a ton of teams right now that have a chance to make it, depending on how football goes, right? But not all of them can make it. So
right now, if I were to tell you that a third seed in their division is going to get in before a second seed in any other division, that's a wild statement. You would never believe me, ever. Like, you would absolutely believe that a second seed in another division has a better record than the third seed in a division. That's crazy. They don't. Like, they just don't.
It's a crazy year for the NFC. But all right, let's get to the last question. It's the question that these guys don't know. And I don't know how y'all are gonna answer this question. I'm actually a little interested if y'all even have an answer. You're gonna have to dig deep from your gut, pull your hater out. All right. I will let y'all choose who wants to go first for this one. But the question is simply: are some fan bases simply delusional about their team's future? And if so, which one is the worst offender? The only caveat is you cannot say the Cowboys.
That's bullshit. Yep. That's bullshit.
Everyone knows.
How much Crim pay you, bro?
Nothing.
Like, fuck that.
We
bro.
know how this
Fuck
is.
that.
Everyone hates on the Cowboys. It's our year memes have been going on for decades. That's the low hanging fruit. I want to see y'all dig deep in y'all's hate bag and call out a team and or their fan base. Who wants to start? I thought this
Because
would
they're
be
the
a
most
tough question.
obnoxious fan base, bro. Like it's just the facts. Like they have the most obnoxious fucking fan base. Like it's low hanging fruit because they make it low hanging fruit.
Hey,
All right.
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
that's too
Philly,
easy.
I
All of
feel
them
like
said
Philly's
Cowboys
right
if that
behind
was the
Dr.
case. We got to get some variety in here.
I like
Who
how
wants to
Doctor
start?
downvoted me anyway.
Okay. I'll
got it,
start
Sherman?
because
Let's go.
nobody else is gonna,
gotta-
and they're actually like two of my teams' case, so we can
Talk
hate
your
on me
shit.
all you want to. Let's
a
do
minute.
that. As a Yankees fan and a Lakers fan, our fans can be actually the most annoying fans in our sport, respectively. Easy. Both respective places think that they're better than everybody else in the world. Texas sucks. Hate Texas.
Best state, by the way.
They please host down. They are like they're just delusional. Like, yes, the Yankees have won a lot. Yes, they have been good previously. No, we're not good now, and we haven't been for a long time, and we need to stop like toting the fact that we've won a lot in the past. And it's the same with the Lakers, right? We haven't done anything. Like, we won the bubble championship. Most people don't even count that. So like we haven't done anything in forever. It's just we need to realize that we need to come down to earth a little bit in both scenarios. Yeah, I think overall it would have been the Cowboys 100% all the way.
you barely got that out. All right, Sherman with a little humble hate on his own people. You're supposed to call out some other people though. We're trying to stir the pot. Who going next?
It's impossible for me, bro.
you can't get around the
here.
Cowboys, huh?
I-
Come on.
It's gonna be short and sweet. It's gonna be short and sweet.
What you got,
It's
guys?
Philly.
Okay.
It's Philly. It's Philly. It's literally
why
Philly.
does Philly?
We have had
why-
recent examples in our own community of why it's Philly. We are not doing this. Not doing this. We out here sliding people out of communities because your team is ass, and you think they not. Hell no. Also, the fact that y'all tore your own city down when y'all won. Y'all are obnoxious
Hold
to
on,
yourself.
Cass, no, I think you're getting too loud. Your shit peaking. We can hardly hear you. You're getting too hype about the Eagles.
Get too live.
It's Philly.
Woo.
That's all I gotta say. It's Philly.
All right.
There you go, Pate. Undefeated dickheads.
The getting kicked out of the Discord is wild, though. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Imagine getting kicked out of the Discord. Imagine talking shit
He hadn't
for
even,
what
been,
happened
he
to
hadn't even
happen.
been in my Discord since that happened. I ain't seen him.
Because
He's still a part of the Discord, but he hasn't popped up.
Because he would get his ass lit up after what he did.
Damn,
Andrew, you got anybody?
I got somebody.
Go ahead.
It was goddamn foolish. He traded their first round pick to the Rams for a pass rusher to give us a top 10 defense and then put us in QB hell for the next 4 years by drafting a quarterback that's had 4 season-ending surgeries in 8 years and has had every extremity had a surgery on him for no goddamn reason, with a tight end that catches one more touchdown every season and is legitimately shit from a butt, with a defensive coordinator whose son likes to make prank calls.
You got to say the team, man.
The Falcons, man.
Okay.
Falcons are ass. Falcons are ass, and we want to be good. We don't even want to be good. We just want to stop having to fight our strongest battles every year. It's not that hard to have a decent football team. The bar is so low. The bar is so low not to be shit, and we never cross it. You either draft a quarterback or you sign a quarterback. You don't do both. And you don't trade away your entire future for a defense and give it no offense to back it up. And then you do that as well. And then you have a 21-year-old who's still living at home with his parents, stealing NFL information to make prank calls he puts on TikTok for views and gets us fined $250,000. This was over a span of 6 weeks. What are we doing?
All right.
Hey,
you
y'all,
good?
there's an open
You
QB
good?
spot in Atlanta if anybody wants it.
Wow.
All right. I'm gonna take it to NorCal. I'm gonna say on the football side, the San Francisco 49ers fans are ridiculous, and this goes all the way back to the 90s. But I think I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the Golden State Warriors because that franchise is dog shit. All right, that franchise was never good. And then in 2009, they drafted a kid at a Davidson whose fucking ankles were made out of goddamn jelly beans. Okay.
Damn.
Motherfucker didn't even start, couldn't even see the court, right? And if it wasn't for Monte Ellis and Al Harrington and them boys, Steven Jackson, Baron Davis, if it wasn't for them being the first team to win in the playoffs as an 8 seed in the NBA playoffs, you know, bringing a little bit of fervor into Golden State, no one would know about them. And now they think that every year they're coronated as like the NBA's best team. You know, they have fucking Steph cooking and shit, his stupid ass like sleep celly garbage. Like that team has been so moribund for so long that they're so happy finally that they have a guy that they can cheer for. But I'm gonna say their fan base has become extremely obnoxious over the last like decade for sure. So
All right. I like it. Well, I appreciate Yokai and Kev for not just talking about their own teams. They're supposed to be sparking controversy. You
Well,
can't just talk shit about yourself.
I mean,
there
other
isn't
people could talk shit
controversy.
about the Yankees fan. Like, what? You don't. What
The
the, hell?
Yankees are kind. The Yankees
It's
are
not
kind
my
of an
fault.
afterthought. Really.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
the
kind
that's
of
the,
just
and Yankee
Aaron-
fans won't let you
But
believe that at
all
all.
of
If you
these
talk
teams-
to a Yankee fan,
They're it's a staunch second to the person
I mean,
you
it
said
is.
we couldn't talk
It is.
about.
Hey,
Everybody's
that's
pulling
what I'm
up
saying.
silver.
And you all would have said the Cowboys, and that would have been boring.
Everybody's pulling up silver.
I will say this. I will say this about Sherm's picks though. There's a little bit of reason why y'all's fan base acts like that. It's because you just named like 2 franchises that will spend $1 billion bringing in as much talent as they possibly can. So that already drives up expectations. So that's why the fans
Yep.
are all like, "Yeah, we're gonna win." So this
yes.
that's fine when you go out there and you can like pilfer fucking players and shit and pay them whatever they
But
want.
we'll still tell you we're the best even when we lose. Like
That's fine, but
any Yankee
on
fan
paper
will,
though, you
will
have like the best
absolutely-
team. Like,
well, yeah.
on
So
paper,
far though,
yeah.
as we see in baseball, that doesn't mean shit. What you need to do is we need to put a dude out in the outfield with a trash can. That's what we need to do. God damn it. Okay, that's Houston.
Whoa.
Look, man. Sometimes you get caught cheating. All right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
You're not trying.
Hey, I don't got no
Tex
dog.
ass,
Shout out
man.
Eddie Guerrero.
Tex ass.
Shout out Eddie Guerrero. R.I.P.
All right. Well, hey, that's our time. Looks like Lady Yokai is the winner of today's. Go ahead and talk your shit.
You gonna hit you with the Caleb Williams special. The Bears.
That's all you got?
What
All right.
a zesty special.
We're gonna come
That's
back
good.
to this. We're gonna
This is
come
shit.
back to this when they get kicked out of the playoffs, and we're gonna laugh at you. All right. If they make it.
Hey, pull a Ben Johnson. Take your shirt off.
All right, y'all. Well, that's today's episode. I just remembered that I didn't press the button at all this whole time to put the question on stream. So, hey, I be fucking up. But it is what it is. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you for coming.